Down the stretch they come!
Not quite ready at the moment. Now he is. They're off for the Seeking My Dream trophy. Sunity and Chippy Taurus Boy the slowest to leave. Mahogany with a big weight totes it well on the outside. Mamma Mia moving up as the speed jewel now is on as they make their way down the back stretch, and Mamma Mia, the lightweight, has that lead over the big weighted Mahogany. They lead the 6. A gap of some 6 or 7 lengths to Divine Force with work to do. A break of some 4 to Taurus Boy. Further and beyond in the Gold Silks race is second from the back, and Sunity and Chippy brings up the rear. They've left the 5. They've run now toward the final half of a mile in the Seeking My Dream, and Mamma Mia, the fleet-footed filly, leads up. Mahogany continues the chase, a length and a piece back as they swing past the half mile. A gap of 6 or more to Divine Force. Taurus Boy 3 lengths further back. A break of some 4 to Further and Beyond, and a stoked up Sunity and Chippy, but the leaders arrive at the 3. They have a commanding advantage, these two. Mamma Mia now tested by Mahogany as they arrive at the 5/16th. They're about to come into the lane. The filly, Mamma Mia down on the rail. Mahogany, the big weight on the outside, now kicking in, and Mahogany takes a slim lead. Mamma Mia will try the fight back on the rail, but Mahogany at the moment looks to be too strong. Inside the final 3/16th, it is Mahogany out in front, responding to a touch or two of the right-hand stick. Mamma Mia continues the chase. Further and Beyond now asked to close up on the outside. It is Mahogany, a 16th to run with that lead. Action Pack, Ray and Lewis all over Mahogany. Here is Further and Beyond exploding on the outside. Further and Beyond grabs him and wins the Seeking My Dream. Mahogany is second.
Rules, and Skip the Scales is struggling to keep up as they head now towards the final half mile. Skip the Scales must be a good 12-15 lengths off the leader. So approaching the turn in. 4 to jump. Danny Cook now just rowing a little bit on Absolutely Dylan. Little Bruce has run a massive race to the inside. Little Bruce, Absolutely Dylan. Western Rules, Knock Robin are both on the case and at the open ditch, and they rise there, and only a handful of lengths covering the front 4. They're clear of Skip the Scales. They're making the charge now to the final 3 plain fences. Little Bruce has got company, and it is Knock Robin who's now moving on. Knock Robin, Western Rules every chance to the outside. Little Bruce to the inner. Absolutely Dylan just found wanting for a bit of toe there. Heading now towards the second last fence. Knock Robin the leader. Knock Robin over it safely. Can't get away. Little Bruce comes back. Western Rules comes back. Absolutely Dylan is back in 4th, and Skip the Scales is a few lengths down, but Skip the Scales is staying on now, having struggled before the turn in. Little Bruce very clumsy at the final fence. This is slow motion stuff. Little Bruce, here comes Skip the Scales. Would you believe it? Skip the Scales was going nowhere half a mile back, and Skip the Scales has won it. Little Bruce second, and
Field for the Breeders' Cup Marathon sent on their 1 3/4 journey. They all came out smoothly. It's Commander in the white cap, as expected, going out to show early speed alongside Sense of Purpose and Juniper Pass. The 3 outside horses are quickest early. Tucked in right behind them is Fame and Glory. Down at the rail, Mike Smith now bringing Adigan through, and Adigan goes up to race in 4th. Eldafar makes some headway, and now here's Jay Cito. Jay Cito's come from last. He was last after the first few jumps, and Jay Cito's gone all the way up to second now. Balladry's in the blue colours down at the rail. On the far side, Eldafar, Rompers racing in behind that. Grassy's the grey, gives them 7 length start. Then we come back to Almudena, white cap racing back second last. And not going with them is Kaleidoscopio. Kaleidoscopio's last by 10. Coming to the top of the stretch first time round. Now no early speed at all in the beginning, so Jay Cito's decided to go on and take it and kick on with it. So Jay Cito, Balladry's up alongside of him. Just in behind that, Mike Smith and Adigan, Gold Cap, perfect spot in 3rd. Here's Frankie Dettori in the red colours, Juniper Pass on the outside, the gay is Grassy, Balladry's down at the rail. Fame and Glory is back 7 lengths off the leaders, Sense of Purpose in behind that. Alongside we have Romp and Aldafa. They're a good 10 lengths off the leaders. Then we come back to Almudena, Not Abroad, and still last a long way is Kaleidoscopio. So they've covered half the ground now, and unfortunately Stick's already out on Fame and Glory. So Fame and Glory obviously not liking it. Coming under a ride, he's just losing ground. 3rd last, Fame and Glory not a factor unless he absolutely turns it around. Onto the backstretch they go, and it's Jay Cito on the inside. Adigan is right up alongside of him, and Adigan now going to kick on. Adigan takes the lead with 5/8 to go, and Adigan's just cruising out here, gets a comfortable lead. Jay Cito's second. Commander in the white cap has lost ground. Now Frankie de Tartari putting Juniper Pass into a striking position in third, and the grey Grassy's moving into contention too. Then it's Romp. Not abroad behind that. On the far side we are Daldafa. Balladry's down at the rail, and now Kaleidoscopio trying to get involved, still 8 off them. They run past the 3/8 pole now, and Adigan kicks for home. Juniper Pass looms the danger on the outside. The grey Grassy plugging away from third, and then Not Abroad. They come to the top of the lane. It's all about staying power now. Adigan and Mike Smith the ones to catch. Adigan's in front. Frankie Dettori and Juniper Pass right there. The grey Grassy's running a game one on the outside of that. And here's Kaleidoscopio so far back early. But now Kaleidoscopio coming with a run in the centre of the track. It's suddenly wide open. Adigan along the inside. Down the centre, Kaleidoscopio. And Kaleidoscopio, a distant blast early on, is coming home to Romp in the Breeders' Cup Marathon. Kaleidoscopio and Aaron Grider won it by 4 or 5. Grassy was second. Adigan finished third.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby. And it's Joining the Dancers racing for the lead. Musket Man has some early speed on the inside. Here's Regal Ransom with some speed as well. Beneath the Twin Spires the first time. Regal Ransom and Joining the Dance will vie for the early lead. Pioneer of the Nile is right up there. And then it's Papa Clem down toward the inside. He's now fourth. Desert Party forwardly placed fifth on the outside. Flying Private is sixth. Freezing Fire in and among horses is now seventh. Musket Man is eighth. Dunkirk is ninth on the outside. Then farther back down on the rail, that is Atomic Rain, running in the 11th position, 2 lengths back, and General Quarters is now 12th. Nowhere to Hide is 13th on the outside. Westside Bernie is now down toward the rail, and then on the outside, at the back of the pack, beginning to move up now, is Hold Me Back. Advice is also right there toward the back of the pack, along with Chocolate Candy, Summerbird. Advice, the last of them all, is Mr. Hot Stuff. So down the back stretch run, or even be well behind the rest of them, is Mind That Bird. So down the back stretch run, and Joining the Dance, an impudent long shot leader here, 50-1, taking the field through an opening half mile that was strong, 47 1/5 seconds. Regal Ransom is third. On the outside, Pioneer of the Nile. Now Garrett Gomez asking him for a bit more. He's right there. Third on the outside, Desert Party is now fourth. Hold Me Back fifth toward the inside. Papa Clem threads his way through horses. From sixth down, Musket Man is now seventh. Chocolate Candy is beginning to come alive now, and he's eighth on the outside. Then down toward the rail, it's Advice as the field turns for home. Top of the stretch, it's still Joining the Dance with a tenuous lead. Regal Ransom and Pioneer of the Nile strikes the front just outside the 8th pole. Musket Man is coming hard down the center of the track, and Papa Clem's right there too. Down toward the inside, coming on through. That is Mind That Bird now is coming on to take the lead as they come down to the finish. And a spectacular upset. Mind That Bird has won the Kentucky Derby. An impossible result here.
Fields sent on their way in the Breeders' Cup Classic to the roar of the Santa Anita crowd. Regal Ransom bounced away quickly. Zenyatta is dead last. Zenyatta's dead last early. It's Regal Ransom going on. Gio Ponti, Einstein is right there. Colonel John in the white colours. Summerbird has the red cap in the vanguard too. Rip Van Winkle is on the outside, and Twice Over racing right behind them. They tightly grouped and not in a big hurry out on the lead. Then it's Awesome Gem. Gio Ponti's back fourth last. Been followed then by Richard's Kid. Then comes Mind That Bird, and Zenyatta is dead last. Zenyatta last, got to be giving them about 10, 11 length start. They grow to the 3/4 pole now in the Classic, and it's Regal Ransom just setting a sensible pace, not in a big hurry out here. Rip Van Winkle now goes up second, and Colonel John scrapes the paint in third. Einstein's right there too. Girolamo, white cap far side. Here's Kent DeSormo and Summerbird. They 6 at the rail, just 5 off the leader. Then it comes Twice Over, Awesome Gem, and Gio Ponti's giving them 7 length start. Then it's Richard's Kid. Now here's Zenyatta. Zenyatta is still a good 10, 11 off the leaders. And then it's fall back to Mind That Bird. A half mile to go now in the Classic, and still the leader is Regal Ransom, a length and a half. Rip Van Winkle being sent along after him, then Colonel John. On the far side, Girolamo. Einstein is right there. Summerbird at the rail. Twice Over is next. Then Awesome Gem. Gio Ponti's behind that. Then Richard's Kid. And now here's Zenyatta. And let's see. Zenyatta has a lot of ground to make up. Zenyatta, if she wins this, she'll be a super horse. She's starting to pick them off though. Zenyatta going to hook to the outside. Meanwhile, it's Colonel John. Summerbird in the red cap. And Zenyatta's come to the outside. Zenyatta coming flying on the grandstand side. Gio Ponti on the inside. Summerbird is right there. This is unbelievable. Zenyatta, what a performance. One we'll never forget. Looked impossible.
And they're off, and Believing reared badly coming out of the stalls and has lost 8 or 10 lengths. It's the At the Races at Market Movers, Fillies Novice Stakes. Good start by Highclere, Dragon Glory and Lady Naggin almost upsides. Lady Naggin racing very freely up on the outside of the two leaders. Just tucked in behind them in fourth place is Pearls of Joy, the brown and orange. And Believing has made up that ground lost at the start. She's now on the coattails of the leaders as they race towards the end of the back straight. They're inside the four. The free-going Lady Naggin up on the outside has moved through to dispute it with Highclere. They're stride for stride, leaving the back straight. On the inside, Pearls of Joy, Dragon Glory upsides the blue and white. And Believing now within a length or so in fifth place as the runners turn for home and they're coming inside the three. And on the fence, it's Highclere disputing it with Lady Naggin. These two vie for the lead off the turn. Dragon Glory, Holly Doyle right in behind with Pearls of Joy, Richard Kingscott, and now Believing being asked for an effort by James Doyle, having to come widest of all into the straight as they make their run towards the final furlong. The five runners spread across the track. Dragon Glory, Believing on the outside, Lady Naggin, and now Believing comes to take a hand in proceedings, but hangs left initially as they race up towards the line. Believing is going to get this done. It hasn't mapped out as planned, surely, but Believing will get off the mark at the second attempt under James Doyle. Beats Dragon Glory, Highclere.
They're off. Bit of a tardy start for Moonlit Road and Donaguska. Towards the inside, Bella Bliss going for the lead. Super Indeed right there. 3 deep, Haley's Pride. Then on the outside, Michelina. Up along the inside, Moonlit Road now gains ground into fifth. Seattle Amy out there sixth. Then it's a Pumpkin Bluff, Vicky's Bar, and far back, Donaguska. Less than a half mile to go as they move into the far turn. Bella Bliss leads a nose on the outside. Super Indeed up and challenging second. Haley's Pride 2 lengths back third. Moonlit Road on the rail fourth. In between horses, Seattle Amy gains ground fifth. Pumpkin Bluff out there sixth. Michelina back to seventh. Vicky's Bar eighth, and far back, Donaguska. They turn for home. Super Indeed on the outside. Bella Bliss on the inside. Still on even terms. It's 2.5 lengths back. Haley's Pride tries to rally. Then on the outside, it's Pumpkin Bluff. Far outside, Vicky's Bar coming on late. It's Super Indeed with the lead. Vicky's Bar closing on the far outside. Towards the inside, Bella Bliss battles on. Super Indeed has the lead as they come to the finish. Here comes Donaguska. Where did she come from? Oh my goodness, look at this. She had to be 15 lengths back at the half, and she wins it. Donaguska win it. Super Indeed second, tight for third.